Despite Battlefield 6 having one of the best launches in the series, it would be hard to argue that it's without flaws. Over the past 2 weeks since launch, players have raised plenty of complaints. From weapon dispersion, especially when other classes use sniper rifles, to clunky movement animations, lighting inconsistencies, and missing enemy footsteps. Well, all those issues and a lot more are being addressed in Battlefield 6's latest update 1.1.1.0, dropping on October 28th, just before the launch of Season 1 later that same day. We'll dive into Season 1 content separately once it's live, but for today's video, we are taking a look at the fixes and improvements coming with this patch. As always, links to patch notes will be in the description. Before we continue, I just want to quickly say thank you so much for being here. Your support genuinely means the world to me. If you find this video helpful or enjoyable, please hit like for the algorithm and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Let's get to the release timing first. Here's how it will roll out. At 9 AM UTC, the patch update goes live on all platforms, that is 2 AM PST and 2:30 PM IST. At 3 PM UTC, that is at 8 AM PST and 8:30 PM IST, Season 1 content actually unlocks, including the Battle Pass and new seasonal systems. Between those times, you can still play as usual, but the new season content won't show up until later in the day. The new season dropping on Tuesday is a bit unpleasant for folks like me who has a full week of work to get through before we can relax and enjoy the new content, but I think it will also help the devs to manage the server load well. Let's start with something that affects every player: movement. They have cleaned up how animations transition, especially during landings, stance changes, vaults, and dives. Remember those weird bounce moments after dropping from height or respawning? Gone. Landing now feels smoother, your character settles faster, and you can finally slide, vault, or crouch without it breaking your rhythm. Even hitboxes got a proper cleanup, and those have been annoying at times in the past weeks. Head and upper body now align correctly with the actual models, so if you are losing fights, at least now you know it's on you, not the hit reg. Next up, gunplay. They have reworked weapon dispersion, meaning your bullets now behave closer to how the weapon should perform. The goal is simple: less random spread, more consistent accuracy. So if you're using low damage weapons, you will feel slightly more bloom on sustained fire. But high damage rifles now reward cleaner control and discipline. Also, sniper rifles are no longer punished when used outside recon class. Instead of random spread, you will get scope sway, keeping recon's advantage intact but without making other classes feel handicapped. This was one of the major feedbacks or pain areas highlighted by players in the past weeks, and this made snipers pretty much useless with any other class except recon. I'm really glad it's getting fixed. Visibility has been another silent enemy for a while. Fog, smoke, weird shadows in some interiors. This patch fixes all that. Lighting transitions between indoor and outdoor areas now look smoother, and fog no longer overstays its welcome after explosions. You can actually see enemies through realistic contrast instead of squinting through haze. Audio also got a major revamp, and this is easily one of the best parts of this update for me. The sound overhaul isn't just about volume, it's about immersion. Rocket pods, cannon shells, and even footsteps sound more distinct and realistic. You will hear sharper flybys, better distance fades, and no more random echo effects. They have even added radio chatter through controller speakers and tuned feedback for every little action, from barging through a window to using a defibrillator. In short, they are turning Battlefield immersion dial all the way to 12. And yes, haptic feedback has been tuned, meaning your controller vibrations will better match what's happening on screen. Lighting has been another major issue highlighted in the past weeks alongside missing footsteps audio. These combined contributed to a lot of player frustration, and it is great to see them getting fixed promptly. Small things, but they stack up. The HUD now shows clearer overtime indicators, end of round details, and new unlock markers for weapons and gadgets. You will even get preview videos for certain gadgets to understand how they actually function. A tiny addition that makes a big difference for new players. And yes, they finally fixed the 16:10 aspect ratio HUD issue that made your UI vanish like that medic who you thought was coming to revive you and was nowhere to be seen. Across multiple maps, from Mirak Valley to Siege of Cairo, there's been a ton of cleanup. Zipline paths fixed, out-of-bounds issues patched, stuck vaults resolved, lighting and destruction tuned for clarity. Even game mode UIs like Rush, Breakthrough, and King of the Hill have been polished for smoother round transitions. Basically, it's one of those updates that doesn't scream new content, but you will feel the difference as soon as you spawn. Vehicle players aren't left out either. Haptic feedback is now properly synced between tank weapon switches, and clipping bugs for external seats got patched. For gadgets, deployables now behave more realistically. They won't randomly vanish in debris piles, and 80 grenades leave smaller craters instead of craters big enough to hide a tank in. Even sledgehammer interactions got balanced. Buildings will now take a few more hits before collapsing. If you have been dabbing in single-player missions, especially the night raid or last stand sequences, a few camera and black screen issues have been fixed. Portals also smoother, faster server browsing, fixed crashes when creating custom servers, and cleaner experience images. It's nice to see DICE not leaving anything aside. Whether it's the single-player experience, portal, or multiplayer, they have consistently shown that they are open to player feedback and quick to address it. With Season 1 right around the corner and the Battle Royale mode now revealed to be called RedSec, rumored to release soon, this feels like the right time to fix most of those ongoing bugs, if not all, so the devs can focus more on creating new content and less on repairing old issues. So even though update 1.1.1.0 might not headline a new map or weapon, what it does is tighten the foundation. It makes the game feel cleaner, fairer, and more cohesive, which honestly is exactly what Battlefield 6 needs before rolling out new content. I'll dive into Season 1 content separately once it's live. But for now, what do you think? Does this update fix what's been bothering you, or are you waiting for more fundamental changes? Drop your thoughts below. I always love reading how these patches actually feel in your matches. That XP progression change, for example, really made a difference. And if this breakdown helped you catch up before the season drop, hit that like button and subscribe. More deep dives and honest breakdowns coming your way soon. See you on the battlefield.